Surviving the drought has been made ever so slightly easier with the use of social media, connecting individuals in remote drought-affected communities with others. Charlotte Mortlock joins me live now. Charlotte, you caught up with the founder of the incredibly successful Facebook page, One Day Closer to Rain.
I did, please. So she's an amazing woman. It's been an amazing initiative as well. It's, as you say, called One Day Closer to Rain. It started about 2 years ago. Cassandra McLaren, she's from Merriwa in the Hunter region of New South Wales. Now, it wasn't the best start for her, how this initiative came about. It was actually after years of drought in Merriwa there that her and her husband decided that they were going to sell off the last of their cattle. Now, when Cassandra was telling her young daughter that this truck would be coming to take all of the cattle, and the daughter said, "How many cattle are going to be going?" And she had to tell her that, in fact, it was going to be all of the cows that would be getting on the truck. Her daughter broke down.
She burst into tears, and my husband wasn't here, and our family's all in Sydney and away, and didn't really realise the impact that the drought was having. And it just blew me away that they're just taking so much in. She was 8 at the time. And so I wrote a post on my own page, and I got a huge response to that, and people asked me to make that public so they could share it. And then a few days later I thought, you know, maybe I need to start a page so that other people can share their thoughts and feelings as well. And, you know, 2 days later, the One Day Closer to Rain drought page was started. That was May 17th, 2018, and we're still going strong.
I'm actually part of the One Day Closer to Rain Facebook page, and it's amazing to see the variety of posts that you see on there. Someday you'll see farmers just sharing photos of how dire the situation is on their property. Other times they'll be sharing funny jokes or memes to try and lift the spirits of others. And other times it really is a call for help. They'll be saying how desperate they are for rain, or how much they need certain help with certain things. It's a real community on there, and people are always so happy to help each other out. The first drought really that we have seen with social media is this drought, and I do think that social media does get a bad rap, but there is a silver lining to it, and this story is exactly what that is. Usually we'd see a lot of farmers that often struggle with mental health during droughts. This is a really fantastic place for them to come together and reach out to people and connect them with people. So many of these people, and I should also note, of course, it's not only farmers, it's any people really that are living in those rural and remote areas that struggle to keep in touch with family members or friends who have no idea of what they're going through, and that this page has no doubt had a positive impact on mental health throughout the drought.
I personally know that I've spoken to people that have told us that because of the community on our page that they are still here. So they're, you know, hopefully that decline is far greater than even the ones we know about. But yes, that connection is vital, but unfortunately there's still a lot of people that aren't connected. It's a community, it's a family, everyone's looking out for each other. We try to keep it positive, it's supportive, and it's a place to go when, you know, you're not sure where to go, whether that's for support or for mentally, or whether you've got a problem with an animal or you don't know where to seek help.
As Cassandra said, that original page, One Day Closer to Rain, it was started back in 2018. That now has 54,000 members in that one Facebook group. But it's been so successful that they've actually branched out and they've got different groups now, and that's in a bid to not dilute the original page with other sorts of angles. Now they've got a Facebook group that is for agistment arrangements, where some farmers are happy to take certain livestock and others are hoping to move theirs away. It's also a networking for drought stock that they've also got on there. And after the incredibly successful campaign, particularly over Christmas, Buy from the Bush, One Day Closer to Rain got really involved with this. Of course, craft has been something that's been really important for a lot of the people in rural Australia over the past few years. It's given them really a second form of an income that's been vital for them to survive the drought. So there is now a One Day Closer to Rain craft page where farmers and rural individuals are selling arts and crafts on there. It now has 200,000 members.
Charity response has been amazing, but people are proud and don't necessarily want to accept that, and that they were looking for ways to be able to support themselves, and selling on the Rural Cottage Craft page gives them that ability to support themselves, and they've been able to pay bills and buy feed and spoil their families at Christmas.
I guess the age-old debate has always been the divide between the city and the bush, and people in the city not being able to relate to people in the country. And I think that's really evident at the moment with the drought, with people in the farming communities really feeling more disconnected than ever than people in the city. Even at the moment, people in the city, I think, have had all of this recent rainfall, and they're starting to think that the drought's over, which is so absolutely not the case. We are far from that occurring. But of course, they just don't have that insight into what is happening on the ground in these rural communities. And this Facebook page actually has a lot of members that are from the city, which is providing a really great insight into what is happening in the bush, and also helping both sides to have a bit more compassion.
It doesn't matter what we're doing, we all have our own little bubble that we live in, and often it's hard to understand somebody else's bubble and point of view. And our page has definitely connected city and country, and there's a lot of strong support from the cities on the page.
So as I said, we are all very well aware that the drought isn't over, but it has been particularly nice to see lately this Facebook page that was really showing a lot of desperate times and awful stories right across the country of people being drought affected. It has been amazing to see some more positive photos, so many people sharing pictures of before and afters of their property and showing just how much this recent rain has helped them.
It's able to rain again, some areas are able to produce fodder, and just sharing in the glory of the people that you've supported through this journey to just, they've got a break, and, we're all hopeful that it is the beginning of the end, but it's just been a wonderful transition to know that it can happen.
So obviously we know that the social media can have some really damaging and awful things in society, but I think that this particular Facebook group is doing such fantastic work in regional communities and being such a great way, Gleeso, to connect farmers that might be hundreds of kilometres away from each other.